Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to Talk with Maya, the podcast where we explore personal growth, mindset development and real life challenges with the help of AI insights and meaningful conversations. Today's topic is something we all face but often struggle to handle criticism, whatever, whether it comes from family, friends, teachers, colleagues, or even strangers online. Criticism can sometimes hurt, but it can also help us grow. To guide us through this important topic, we are joined by our AI assistant Maya. Let's start talk conversation with Maya. Uh, Hello Maya, welcome to our new podcast. And our topic is hello Maya. Hello,
What's up?
how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are
Um,
things going with you today?
Welcome to our podcast, and our today's topic is uh, how to deal with the criticism and use it to improve. So, my first question is, what exactly criticism mean?
Yeah, that's a good place to start. I think we all have different ideas about what criticism even is in the first place, especially when it's actually constructive versus just someone being, well, critical. What's your take on how you define it?
Uh, that's on you to
Hey
define.
there.
That's on you. Please define this.
Oh, sorry, got ahead of myself there. Okay, so to me, criticism is really just information. It's data points about how something, whether it's a skill, a project, or even your character, lands on other people. The trick is figuring out if it's actually useful data or just noise. Like your gut instinct about where someone's coming from says a lot about if you should even bother with what they're saying.
What do people usually take criticism personally?
That's a really good question. I think it hits on this deep stuff about ego and identity. When someone criticizes your work or ideas, your brain can instantly read that as criticism of you, like your worth is being judged. The more you identify with something you've created, the more personal it feels when someone points out its flaws. Then there's the whole vulnerability piece, especially when it's something you're proud of or put a lot of effort into. It kind of feels like a personal attack.
Are all types of criticism the same?
Absolutely not. There are like 1,000 flavors. So you've got constructive criticism, which is basically a roadmap for improvement. Specific, helpful, comes from a place of wanting you to grow. Then there's destructive criticism, which is more like someone just venting their own issues or feeling superior. Then you get backhanded compliments. Those are sneaky. And
Uh,
finally, there's just flat out thoughtless feedback that's either too vague to use or completely off base. How do you usually
uh,
sort through what's worth listening
how
to?
how can someone identify which type they are receiving?
Yeah, that's the $1,000,000 question. One good way to spot the difference is to watch the delivery. Is it coming from a place of genuine care or does it feel like someone's just trying to tear you down? Also,
Maya,
pay attention to specifics. Hi there.
why does criticism sometimes hurt so deeply?
That makes sense. From what I've gathered from people talking about it, I think it comes down to how we're wired. Human beings are social animals and we crave acceptance evolutionarily. Getting kicked out of the tribe meant death. So, negative feedback, even when it's not actually threatening our survival, can trigger this ancient alarm system. And we
So,
take it personally because, yes.
yes, yes, continue.
Oh, right. So the emotional baggage hits harder when it touches on insecurities we already have. Like if you're secretly worried you're not good enough at something, even minor criticism can feel like confirmation. And finally, your mindset plays a role. If you're already feeling defensive or fragile, you're way more likely to misinterpret feedback as an attack instead of a learning opportunity.
So, how should we control emotional reactions?
Control might be the wrong word. Relationships are messy things. But yeah, managing your reactions when things get emotional is huge. From what I've picked up from observing people over time, emotional regulation is something you build rather than control. You learn to recognize when you're getting triggered and create some distance between that trigger and your response.
How can we train ourselves to accept criticism positively?
From what I've heard, one practice people find really helpful is reframing criticism as information rather than judgment. Treat it like data. What can you actually learn from it? Another thing that works well is separating yourself from your work. You made the project, but you are not the project. So when they critique it, you're still okay, even if the thing wasn't perfect. And you definitely want to get clear on who the feedback is coming from. If it's someone you respect and trust, it's probably worth considering seriously.
Bye.
No worries. Catch you
Uh,
later.
uh, so, criticism is actually hidden guidance.
Mm, totally. I think that's a brilliant way to put it. I've noticed people who can see criticism that way. They're the ones who actually improve rather than just getting stuck in frustration or defensiveness. The tough part is unlearning the reflexive emotional response and just treating it as straight information, right?
Let's talk practical. What should someone do after receiving criticism?
Okay, practical steps. First, breathe. Seriously, just take a few deep breaths to create some space before reacting. Second, ask clarifying questions. Don't just hear this sucks. Make them explain what sucked, why it sucked, and how it could be better. Third, write it down, even if it's just notes. That slows everything down. Then take a break before you do anything about it, sleep on it, go for a walk.
How can someone become emotionally strong enough to handle criticism regularly?
Mm. I think emotional strength isn't about just like magically being immune to the sting. It's about building that self awareness piece. Recognize what specifically triggers you or hurts the most when receiving feedback. Then work on separating yourself from the work. Like you're not your writing, you're not your podcasting. Those are things you do, not who you are. Regular self compassion practice helps too. When you treat yourself with kindness, you're way less fragile when someone throws a curveball at you.
Before we close, Maya, please, what final advice would you give listeners?
And if I could give your listeners one thing, don't confuse feedback with failure. Everyone gets criticized at some point, even the best. What matters is not dodging the arrows, but figuring out what they're actually telling you. And remember, sometimes the quietest, most insightful lessons are hidden in the things that sting the most. It's really about choosing curiosity over defensiveness every single time.
Beautiful said. Thank you, Maya, for your valuable insights, and thank you to our listeners for joining today's episode of Talk with Call Maya.
Thanks for having me.
If you found this helpful, don't forget to share it with friends and family. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and stay positive. Allah Hafiz.
Take care.